etiquette? Etiquette is acknowledging, appreciating, and respecting another person. It's about focusing on making another person comfortable. During the interview process, you may be invited for a meal in a restaurant. You are not being invited because they think you need to be fed. They really want to observe how you interact with the server. What do you order off a menu? How do you eat? These are all predictors as to your behavior in the workplace. Imagine walking into a business reception and you don't know anyone. Your urge is to leave. I'd like to help you create a comfort level so that you can go up to a perfect stranger, introduce yourself, and start a conversation. This is not only going to be a great asset for you whenever you meet people, but you're going to have people eternally grateful who are too shy to start a conversation themselves. Let's talk about body language. It is so easy for this to be misinterpreted. For example, let's say that you're cold and you fold your arms like this. I may interpret that as you being annoyed or impatient. You know that if you're in the front of the house in the dining room, is that if you have your hands in your pocket, that's a real no-no. Because from the point of view of the guest, it might mean that, again, you are a little anxious and that, or you're bored. And that's why you would stand in a dining room with your hands like this or your hands like that. Is that all these little things can send off messages that you don't mean to send, but someone else is going to interpret. Any questions? All right, so let's talk about receptions. When you go to a reception and you go up to a table of hors d'oeuvres, the first thing that you should think about, take a plate, hand it to the person behind you. When you're selecting an appetizer, make sure that that food lands on your plate. I don't care how momentary it may be, but that food has to land and take off before you eat it. No direct flight from the buffet table to your mouth. I was at a meal and a really nice young man, it was a lamb dinner, and he had the lamb on his plate. He took his fork like a shovel. He proceeded to pierce, jab his meat, picked up the entire piece of lamb, and proceeded to peck at the lamb. How we communicate today has caused a generational divide, but courtesy will endure time and technology. We are plugged in, emailing, blogging, twittering. It makes my head spin, but please don't spin at the dining table. The only thing that should be on a dining table are the things associated with the meal itself, not your cell phone. An important takeaway, probably more important than the do's and the don'ts, is something that Maya Angelou wrote, and I'm paraphrasing, and she wrote, "What I have learned is people will not remember what you said. They will not remember what you did. People will remember how you made them feel." So even if you forget everything and the mind goes blank, if you can keep those words in your hearts and your mind, you're going to be fine as that being your guiding light in any situation that you find yourself in. I want you to feel confident when conveying the best of who you are without sending unintentional off messaging.